So hey folks, hope you're all well. So today I finally got the opportunity to take 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes to fit this on to the tailgate here. So I've got all the surrounding area masked off. I've marked individually where each badge will sit by writing the numbers and letters beneath them as well. Completely idiot proof. And this is what's replacing it. But as you see, it's a little tiny bit smaller actually. So I'll suss something out. You can obviously see the M and the 2 are as close together as the 2 and the 3 here, whereas on the car they're spaced out a specific way. So I'll see how it goes. I can only try. So stage 1 is get the hairdryer out, which I don't have much hair to use, although I could use it in my beard I suppose. So I'll heat this up. Then I'll get a piece of, keep losing this because it's clear. What is a piece of fishing nylon, fishing line, and you get that behind the badge, and you use the sort of cheese wire effect. If you're really lucky, you can get between the adhesive sticky pads and the paintwork. If not, you'll get the badge off and the adhesive pads will be left on the vehicle, which you can then in turn heat up a bit more and usually peel off by hand. So I shall crack on and give it a go once I find a little tripod. I'm going to take the nylon, sorry. It feels as if it's leaving it stuck to the vehicle. Which takes a lot longer to remove than if it just sticks to the badge. But they want these things to stay on for the life of a car usually, so they stick them on pretty well. I actually have to heat that up again. I'll more than likely mute this bad boy, which is a turbo dryer. And try again. So this is what I'm left with. So it'll probably take another half an hour. So that's at 10 minutes out the window. To peel all this off, I'll normally give it a wipe over with some brake cleaner after doing that, which degreases, and we'll get the surface ready for the new badges, which are very cool actually. So I'll measure these old badges against the new badges, because they definitely look a little bit smaller. Maybe it's just the M badge looks smaller. In fact, I've got another M badge. Got another few M badges. That one might be a better fit. And I've not decided what ones I'm going to use. These are pretty heavy. So they're like metal. And these are like aluminium. I know aluminium is metal, but it's maybe just a lighter grade aluminium. So I'll get there. Yeah, that definitely is a bit bigger. And that's bigger than the original one though. But these are all very cool. At one point BMW wouldn't sell you an M badge unless you took in your V5 certificate document thing and proved that you actually owned an M car. But thanks to China and eBay and AliExpress and Temu and Shein is another one my wife uses, you can get all these things no problem. So I will crack on, get this removed, then get the new ones on. And so there we have it. It's left quite a bit behind. Just peeled off with my nail mostly. I was using this little pry tool, which is quite hard. It's not very soft, so I was scared of damaging the paint, so I'm just been using my fingernail. But now I'm going to get a rag or a cloth, spray some WD-40 on it, and just wipe over this. So I've marked up the top edge of the badge's original position, in case the WD-40 washes away all my pen work. Right, I've sprayed that I sprayed WD-40 onto a bit of paper towel, heavily, rubbed that along here a few times, so I've let it soak for a few minutes, and ideally come back with a rag and rub, and whatever motions works for you, and it'll start taking off the adhesive. If it's pretty thick you might have to do it again with another little bit of WD. It's good stuff, the WD, and readily available. I've got thinners there, but you might damage your lacquer or even your paint. Methylated spirits, white spirit, anything like that, once you've got all the glue off, just to degrease the surface finally before you apply the new badges. Right, I've got a bit of brake cleaner and a bit of paper towel. Just give that a little wipe down. Then I'll dry off. Then I'll give it a little blow dry. This little tiny black dot I've missed at the end. I'll try and get that with the brake cleaner itself. You can see it right there. That tiny black dot. Oh, there's a little bit that's come off. Right, give this a wipe down with a drier bit of kitchen towel. Then that's it, pretty much ready for the new placement. So I've decided just to go with the standard size M that came with the 235i badge. So I've decided I would just cut the backing paper, apply the M first, and then I'll space out the 235i from the M. I'm just leaving the spacing on these the same to my knowledge. They're the same size, the actual numbers and the little I, as the original ones. Here we go, moment of truth. That's an LA decker. See here, you just peel this off and the numbers stay stuck to the taped side, leaving the sticky back foam on the digits exposed. So that lets you stick all them on in a row. The spacing is very slightly out from the original, so I'll move it slightly back along this way. That's as good as I'm going to get, I think. Can I peel these off without pulling the badges off yet? Yes, I can. Yeah. That's as good as I'm going to get. So time to press them in place. I can see the little 3 stripes has got a clear film over it as well, so I'll need to peel that off. But they look banging. Gloss black. Beautiful. So time to de-tape. Yeah, so far so good. And if it is perfectly straight, the tape shouldn't affect the peeling this off, or the badges shouldn't interfere with the tape being peeled off. No lift whatsoever. Beautiful. And a little clear film I'm talking about. Can't seem to get that off. Yeah. Loving that. Loving that. The lighting's not great in here. I've actually turned the big skylights or lights on, electrical lights, and I've got skylights as well, but the lighting is not great. But no, I'm loving that. That is just lovely. Well worth the £8 or whatever it was. Bargain. So now on to the little side ones. Although I think I showed just before, I've got two different types of these. So I'm going to unbag both of them and see what ones I prefer. So that's the side ones on both sides now. It's the same process as taking off the back badge really, except much quicker. These were identical sizes to the silver ones I've took off. But no, they're sweet. Show you something else I've fitted actually. And they're in the boot. And in case nobody knew, these boots don't pop themselves as standard. And I've fitted these two little carbon, I don't know if they're wrapped in carbon or whether it is genuine carbon. There's no join in it, so who knows. They've got a dodgy green or a teal coloured spring on them right enough. There's more leaves in there again. It's getting annoying, them trees. So these were a 5-minute fit to take off the old ones and to fit the new ones. It's a little clip there. You slide a screwdriver or something in and force it up the way. So that sort of swivels round there, and you just sort of give it a bump with your hand sort of thing. Make sure you're holding this. One of mine was actually dead, so when I took off this one first, I'm sure it was, the boot just folded on me and nearly lost my fingers. So maybe it'd be a good idea to put something to prop it up if you're very safety conscious. So now these are quite good. So it takes a bit of effort, or more effort than it did before, to shut the thing. But if you're walking back to the car, you've got the dog, or you've got some bags of shopping, just press that button. Wow. They were about, not actually sure how much. I'll put up the prices for all the things I've fitted today. There wasn't much cost in any of them, to be honest. Oh, this is tricky holding the camera. I was wary of fitting aftermarket struts on the boot. I remember being at a Volkswagen show gathering back in the 90s, late 90s, early 2000s, and there was a guy with a Volkswagen Golf Rallye, which doesn't sell in the UK. It was a Mark II Golf with a kit on it. It was 4-wheel drive, only left-hand drive, and it was a 1.8 supercharged G60 engine that was in them. Beautiful car, worth a pretty penny these days. So this guy had these struts on the front bonnet. Don't have a back bonnet, that's a bit. Anyway, on the front, and he had these bonnet open all day. So he'd fitted these struts to do away with the stick, you know, you lift up the bonnet, lift up the stick to hold up your bonnet, the prop, whatever you want to call it. So he'd done away with that, so the car's sitting in the sun, baking all day long, bonnet open. He goes to shut the bonnet and the struts had seized and he folded his bonnet. He had a horizontal fold right across the front of the bonnet, which messed up obviously. So I was a bit wary of fitting these, but they work a treat, and I'm not going to fold a boot lid, hopefully. So I'll leave you at this, folks. Peace out, take it easy, cheers for watching, adios.